evening, everyone, and welcome to week number 1 of the CRL B stream. I am Meet and Greek, and joined with me tonight is the one, the only Squid. Squid, how are you doing tonight?
Well, I don't know about the one and only, but I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for the introduction. I'm excited to be here for the B stream of CRL. The CCHR has come a long way. We're excited to bring you this night of action. We've got more for you, and boy, has it been a long week in between the A stream and with us here tonight finishing off the week. It's been a lot of Collegiate Rocket League this week.
Yeah, it has, and we have a lot of stuff tonight. We have 4 matches for you folks. We have first the University of Waterloo Warriors going up against the University of Central Florida Knights, our second matchup. After that will be Northern Virginia Community College, and they're going to be going up against the University of Michigan. And right after that, we have the University of North Texas facing off against Utah Valley University. And to top off the night, we have the University of Texas at Arlington versus the University of Nebraska. So we're going to have 4 really talented, really great matches coming up for you folks, and I'm really excited to get to it.
Yeah, a lot of names that we're used to seeing, and oh my goodness, everyone is still in the running at this point. Obviously, if you look at the standings for the West, LSU sitting up there on the top at 6-0. There's a lot of matches played. But yeah, again, the team on the bottom of the scoreboard, you know, they're sitting at 0-3. There's a couple of them. They still have a chance. It's a single round robin, but there are 16 teams. So if they swept out and LSU didn't take all of the wins, there's still potential. Everyone, no matter where you are in the standings right now, still has a shot at those top 2 spots.
Yeah, LSU still has to play, 8 more games left in their season. So they start out hot, but something could happen. Maybe disaster will strike. Who knows? But right now we have Waterloo Warriors going up against UCF Knights. Squid, this is going to be a very good matchup. And right away, from what we understand, Waterloo Warriors, they're currently 1-0, so they've only played 1 match so far. UCF, they're 1-4. We actually got a little bit of an update. Earlier today, they played against Akron, unfortunately dropped to them, which led them to that 1-4 record. So going into this matchup, UCF, they're in a little bit of a hole. They're kind of like the opposite of LSU at this point. If they were to drop this game, they'd be 1-5. That's not a really good way to start the season. But we did also mention there's plenty of opportunities left for them to catch up.
Yeah, there certainly are. And I mean, when you're facing against Akron, then what chance do you realistically have? This is the team to beat, and with their recent pickup of Tristan, you gotta know that they're looking even stronger than they were before. So they're currently sitting at the top of the standings, are Akron at 3-0. But like we said earlier, it's anybody's game still. Akron still have, I mean, it's 15 games, right? So they've still got a long way to go. Yeah. 12 matches. They're not out of the woods yet, and neither are UCF. Even with that 1-4 record, they can still bring this back. However, Waterloo, a notable team. We've seen UCF near the top of the standings before, but with a recent pickup of MD22 for the University of Waterloo, they are looking stronger than ever. So this is going to be a smashing matchup. Let's get into this one. Best of 5 coming your way. Waterloo and UCF to kick off tonight's night of CRL. We are excited to get this one started. And we got the players already almost, as we didn't have everything ready to go. Unfortunately, we'll have the match
here
in just a moment.
It happens. We didn't have everything in set. It's okay. That we do this to make sure their server is ready to go, and these players are super ready.
Oh yeah, they were so ready. We were so ready that I thought the match was going to be getting underway just right there. But as I mentioned, Waterloo's an incredibly strong team, but they're only at 1-0, so we don't really know how well they work together quite.
There's still 14 matches to finish the season. There's 16 teams, right? You got to play 15 matches.
Yeah.
And like 1-0 means almost nothing. However, I believe, if I'm correct, their 1-0 victory came from Rowan. Rowan's a very good team as well. So good things in the future, looks like, for Waterloo. Let's see if they can keep that up. If they can capitalize here against UCF, that'd be big. It would not be really big for UCF for week 1. It'd be pretty rough, but it would still have, of course, plenty of opportunity to bounce back. But with that, I believe we're getting our new server up and running for you folks.
Yeah, and again, we just want to make sure we have the best experience for the players, obviously. Having a little bit of server bias, not on our to-do list. So we're just trying to get that one reset for you. But all things considered, yeah, it's going to be a close match, and UCF can't afford to drop it. So, I mean, it is a solid roster. Snipes, Dirty Eagle, and Bits. You know, these are some names that we've seen before, especially with Snipes leading the way. He's familiar. And, of course, we mentioned that UCF have placed highly in the past within the collegiate circuit. So we're expecting good things out of them, and I don't think that 1-4 start is necessarily all telling for this roster as they move into the remainder of the regular season.
You heard it here, folks. Squid saying there's still life left for UCF. And as we're waiting right here to get everything going, I just want to highlight something that Gib told me in a DM earlier. But instead, we're just getting right into this game. Actually, the players are not waiting. I'm excited for this, Squid. Let's put a fresh 5 minutes on the clock. This one's organic. We're going to get a best of 5 going on. Let's see who takes this.
And as we say that, I think, unfortunately, some of the players were unable to make their way onto the field, unfortunately. So it looks like we're going to be moving back into another little bit of time as we wait for the server to get all set up. And we've basically been telling all the stories of these teams for the longest while, and honestly, I couldn't tell you who's going to win. I don't really think that counts as my job, to be perfectly honest, because I'm supposed to be here to watch the game.
You can't just throw away that part of your job. Part of our job is to be able to predict what's going to happen.
All right, sure.
I'm going to throw it to you here, Squid. Who do you think is going to be able to take this series and how many games?
Honestly, I think I've got Waterloo's back on this one. I'm going to give it to them in 4 games. George, I see you shaking your head over there, George. What do you think about that?
Well, let's see here. UCF, they had a 3-0 win over the University of Michigan. That's all I need to see. I think they're going to bounce back. They had a rough day against Akron. They're going to take this series a solid sweep.
Okay, well, I have to say, you know, taking a win over U of M, not necessarily something to shake a stick at. So I will give you credit there, but like I said, with MD22 joining the roster, I have to have a lot of faith in Waterloo, especially with GoRock's Go to lead the way. He's had experience in the Rivals Series and the RLCS circuit prior to this event, and prior to the last CRL, where he was able to lead his team into a relatively strong finish as well. So currently sitting at 1-0, they have the opportunity to move to a position tied for second with some of the other teams, including the University of Michigan, I believe, who are sitting up there at 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, I'm usually mistaken, so I'm just going to throw that disclaimer out there.
My co-caster does not give himself that much credit, but trust me, he's top of the top. But let's talk about what Gib told me. We can finally get into the spicy DM.
Yes,
he said that we like our chances against UCF as we are looking to finish top 4 this season and see ourselves as a top contending team. He's very excited to get to another game under his belt, and he hopes to show their full potential this time and improve upon their bad showing against Rowan's A team earlier this week. So Waterloo coming into this game very confident. And that's exactly what you need, especially going against UCF. They're going to be vying for anything. They can't start 1-4. That's a really huge deficit you have to climb out of for the rest of the season. It could hang over their heads for quite some time until they break even.
Well, it very well may, but they finally have an opportunity to change their fate here as we move into this best of 5 after a good long while of making sure our servers are ready. We have the players on the field, and we're all set for them. Waterloo versus UCF. Now underway, this best of 5 going to start out in the blue half as Gib get a touch off the back wall. Not much more coming out of it though, as Bits will take control. Pass over to center. Dirty Eagle unable to get up to it, and GoRock's Go will be able to keep into the zone, and it looks like the early attack belongs to Waterloo. Unable to put a shot on just yet, but here's a passing opportunity into the center. They'll let that one slide as Bits gets it away. Back downfield again. Pass over to GoRocks. Out of the corner, and Gabe wants a piece. He's able to get a dunk. It's almost on target off to the side. GoRocks can't turn it in. The pass from MD22 meets no recipient as Gabe has to play into his backfield, but plenty of possession kept by Waterloo thus far in Game 1. We've seen very little of the orange half. As we move over the midfield line, Dirty Eagle takes control, but can't do much more with it.
We're seeing right here Waterloo putting up so much pressure against UCF. There's an opportunity for just a split second. But right now what Waterloo is doing a fantastic job of is really just backing UCF into their own corner. They're taking boosts, they're rotating spectacularly on offense, and they keep applying that pressure.
And yet, they've been unable to break through at this point. Snipes taking out Gorox a moment ago. Did slow down the offense. He's going to earn himself a save right here as well, but no follow-up. MD22 off the ceiling. This one bounces up high, and there was a chance briefly, but cleared out to the corner by Dirty Eagle. Passing to center. Gib gets the 9, but not for long. Off the post, and Gorox Go will turn it in for the first goal.
And right here, we can take a look at just the hectic mess of the defense. Snipers was a great position there to be able to get the touch on the ball, and Dirty Eagle had the opportunity, just couldn't get the touch needed to get that ball squared away. And Waterloo, they strike first.
Oh, and a favorable face-off. Gorox Go up to MD22. Almost gets the dunk. It's still in the center. And it's a bit of a scramble as UCF has to get that one away. Snipes will carry it downfield to buy time. It is taken away rather quickly, and now they're looking for a counterattack. Dirty Eagle couldn't get to Snipes, and now the last man back has been bumped. It's a scramble for UCF. Gorox Go trying for the flick, but no dice, as it'll drop off in the corner. Now Dirty Eagle up high, has Snipes to work with, drops it down off the back wall, but nobody there to finish it up, as MD22 will inherit the possession, moving it over the midfield line. Gorox with the drop in the corner. Snipes trying to make a play, but unable to do so. It slowly moves its way further and further into the orange side of the field, but Waterloo dealing with it handily. Now potential pass downfield, but Give a little bit of a backflip there ruins that chance.
And that was a clear that really UCF should have gotten a better handle on. That ball wasn't going to anyone on the Waterloo offense. That's something that they have to immediately turn it around and go back on the offense. That's the kind of offensive rotation that they should be building in this game if they want to tie it up, as Dirty Eagle soars through the sky. That pass from Snipes, and we have a tie game.
And a great equalizer. Snipes taking that right away from the opponent. Gorox Go knew how fast he had to get in the air, but was unable to make contact. Dirty Eagle with play to shoot at, and we're tied at 2 minutes and 4 seconds. A great way to get back to this game for UCF, and they do get a favorable kickoff as well. Not much more after that, but here's an opportunity. Bits with a pass, but MD22 is there to deny the secondary, as it'll move back to the blue end. Waterloo can't chase that one down. It's a shot towards the net, and Gibbs just in time makes the save. Gorox can't try and get that one away either, as he'll move off onto the backboard. MD22 has to move high up for it. Pass over to Gorox Go, gets an extra touch, but there's Bits safely planted in the net to get it away. Now back into the middle. UCF contented here on this defense. Dirty Eagle with one initial touch, gets the follow-up as well. Might get a third, and it's a ceiling shot, but it's a little bit off the mark. Gibb is there to send it away as well. But a close call. Dirty Eagle almost doing it all by himself.
Yeah, and the Knights are starting to wake up, and you can see it. They're starting to go for more confident plays off the ceiling, off the sidewall, and they're just giving it all they've got. They're applying so much pressure to Waterloo. They do not want to drop this game.
Absolutely not. I know the final minute of gameplay is upon us here in Game 1. And you can tell UCF really clawing at this one, keeping on the offensive end. Dirty Eagle to Bits. It's up high. So that'll be the end of the passing play as it gets touched off to the side. Waterloo now looking to start an attack with Gorox Go to lead the way. That one's cleared away by Snipes. Bits is in the air, but Gibb will beat him out just barely to keep it off on the side. Lots of respect for the UCF offense here as Central Florida tries to get it moving back into the orange end once again on the final 30 seconds. Control now for UCF once again. Dirty Eagle pops up high. MD22 is able to get a piece of that one and send it back to the midfield line. Snipes in towards center. Gorox Go plants it up high. Good touch there from Bits. Important to get onto that backboard, and now they're looking for a counterattack. This one's a little bit off the mark. And MD22 at the pass up to Gorox Go. It looks like Waterloo wants to drive this one to OT. And to OT, we will not go. Not quite. Gibb was unable to kill it. And it's still in the middle. Dirty Eagle with the possession. Some good offensive positioning here for UCF. The shot coming in low, and we go to overtime.
And the team were coming out here for UCF. The Knights are really bringing it to Waterloo, and Waterloo now, they have to be really careful in this overtime because I think a lot of the momentum is on their opponent's side of the field.
It definitely feels like it, but here's Gorox Go past to Gibb. Excellent cutoff by Snipes. Delivering that ball out to the corner. Bits is going to take over here. And might get a second touch. It's over to Snipes. 1v2 the other way. Gibb No, he's gonna miss that one. Snipes will get the goal. Bates was looking for the bump on MD22. I think I misspoke there.
Yeah, and Bids was playing interference so well. MD22 just couldn't react to it, couldn't get back in time and settle into that goal position and make the save. And Central Florida, the Knights come up with a win here. And this is something that I think a lot of people just weren't counting on. They did not credit this UCF team enough. And I know there is some little bit of spicy talk coming from the Waterloo side, Squid. I don't know if you might be able to enlighten us with that. I feel bad almost saying it. It's so mean.
Oh
But
boy.
essentially, they were saying that Waterloo would be an easy opponent in some nice terms.
Yeah, so I think that's a nice summation of what was said overall. So definitely a good game one for UCF, and you could tell, I mean, the first minute basically completely belonged to Waterloo, so it was very well done to manage to break out of that defensive almost submission that UCF found themselves in. There were plenty of good saves on their side. The defense was overall just quality, and they were able to turn that into a win, so very well done. But now Waterloo has a chance to respond and see what happens. And
yeah, they do indeed. So now if you're Waterloo, you have to take a look at this game. I think they played extremely well. You're right. They kind of dropped out of the radar after the first minute. And it wasn't like their skill just disappeared. It's just UCF was able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Adjust. They were able to adjust to their play style and bring it to them. And you can tell they started to play a little bit faster. And that's something Waterloo just was not prepared to face up against. I think they went into this game a little lackadaisically, maybe less than fully prepared, and maybe just underestimating their opponent. So I think that has something to do with it. The caliber of the team that Waterloo is, I think they're going to be able to go into game two and make some changes here and there, bring more aggression, and make it a much tougher game for UCF.
And I basically agree on all of those points, but I think the one thing I want to pick out of that, lackadaisically, did I say that right? Lackadaisically?
You did.
All right, that word, I just love it. But
Big words.
again, big brain plays with Meet and Greek, how to, a step-by-step guide. Anyways, I very much agree with you on all of those points, and I do feel like Waterloo might have a slight advantage coming into this one, knowing how their opponents are going to play. Let's see if they can make those adjustments. We've got a fresh game 2 underway. UCF taking game 1 in a rather quick overtime, and they are actually looking to start right off where they left off in the last game, as they'll be on the offense. Backflip there by Bids. A quick shot on target by Snipes is easily turned away by Gibb. Dirty Eagle won't let it go, but is unable to maintain possession. This one will drop off to the side, and now Waterloo going to get their first offensive opportunity. I like the aggression from MD22, but it doesn't have any important results for this match. The first 30 seconds coming gone, and it looks like Waterloo are starting this one out a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, the burner is on and sparks are flying for Waterloo as they're trying desperately to get the first goal here. They want to crush any hope that UCF has built up, and they're going to start right now.
Ooh, and a good demo. Gorak's go taken out of the play. You can tell UCF trying to kill that fire before it can even spread. Snipes going to return this one out to the corner. One demo against the UCF offense, though, might slow down their progress. Bits off the back wall. Dirty Eagle to keep it in play, but it will not remain in their possession for very long. You can see they're trying to get all these passing plays set up. Very nice indeed, but it's Waterloo's chance to attack as a close call there. Dirty Eagle has to rush, and he's able to make it just in time. This is not the first time this series UCF has had a bit of a scramble on the goal line.
Yeah, but I think they're playing calm and collected. Yes, they are having to make these last-second saves, but they're trusting each other, and that's the biggest part of this game right now, is just being in position and trusting that rotation. As soon as you break that, your whole defense breaks down, and then you start letting in goals.
Absolutely. They do look confident right now. They're trying to move out onto the offense. A good pass from MD over to Gorak's go, up to Gibb off the back wall. The Gorak's go, it's still in play, and Gibb will not be able to put that one in the net. Cleared away by a UCF defender in classic fashion. Nothing that we're not used to at this point. Good possession for Dirty Eagle around one. Loses control, but a good boost pickup in the corner with options in the center now. Ops to leave it for Snipes over to Bits. The shot opportunity turned away. They didn't want to lose control of that. UCF still scoreless in this game, turned away just before the goal line. Go Rocks up into the corner to try and start things out for Waterloo. Good clear from Snipes, but they can't do much more with that one. So much possession for UCF at this point in time, though. Gorok's still unable to get that one out in an impactful way, as they'll remain in the orange corner here for a good while. Shot, Dirty Eagle. Gorok's go, easily able to get that one away. Pass opportunity for Bits. Pass over to Snipes, blocked out by 2 players. And Waterloo starting to get on their last legs here. If this pressure continues, they might break.
Yeah, and you see all these clears that Waterloo is sending out. They're not to teammates. They're just desperately trying to create space downfield, and that's allowing UCF to collect and just bring it right back for another round of offensive action.
Now Waterloo on the attack once again. Gorok's go, unable to do much with that. MD22 going in for a second round is not going to happen there either, and Gibbs' touch isn't necessarily targeted at a recipient for a pass. UCF will drive downfield once again. This one back in the center. There's nobody home, but Bids doesn't want to commit on that one. He'll leave his third left for dead. A smart play by UCF, but they might have just cost themselves a goal.
Yeah, and that's one of the times where you kind of want to send that double commit out there. You know you have your third man back. It doesn't hurt to bring some more offensive pressure at a crucial moment.
And as we approach the final minute, there's the buzzer. Gibbs going for a double touch, almost has it. Drops down in front, but Bids is quick on the recovery. And Waterloo, for all their efforts, still haven't been able to put up a goal this game. But neither is UCF. This one back in the center. Not the greatest touch by MD22, and Snipes will punish.
And Snipes just in the right place at the right time. And something I want to really bring home on this play is just the lack of fantastic plays coming out on the UCF side of the field. They're not doing double touches off the wall, Squid. They're not doing ceiling shots, but they are rotating correctly and they are hitting the ball when it matters. I think that for Waterloo, they're a fantastic group of players, and each one of them is individually very talented in the game, but they're just not gelling together right now.
They're absolutely not, and that can really be reflected. A double commit moments ago, and no goal for. Looked like it was going to be theirs for the taking. They just couldn't make up for it. That one off the backboard. MD22 can't turn in on it. They're desperately trying now from the midfield. 15 seconds on the clock. They've got to get this moving in their favor pretty quick. MD22 to give. Upfield, and Gorox is up for it. It's a desperate attempt, but they have to go for it. MD22 now with a passing option. Opts to try and go over Snipes. It's still up in the air, but no Waterloo player can get up for it. They're desperate, and it's not going to happen. UCF closed it out with just 1 goal.
And it's almost like the story of the tortoise and the hare, in that UCF, Squid, I'm gonna be honest, they're coming in a little bit slow, but they're taking their time. Waterloo, on the other hand, where are they? Are they sleeping? They are in position. They're able to take opportunities, but when it comes down to team effort plays, it's just not working out for them. If you're Waterloo right now, you got to take a step back. You're about to get swept by UCF, and a team that really needs this win. So they're going to bring out all they got in game 3. They're not going to hesitate for a second. And now your back's against the wall. You have to win 3 in a row against a team like this.
Well, many things, but I think for me, you know, for Waterloo, they just gotta stop trying to make individual plays and start coming together as a team. You touched base on it a little bit earlier, and I think this is really the big spot where UCF is taking the win, is they are just playing as a team, a coherent unit, if you will. And you mentioned it early on in this match. They are so solid on defense, not because they always have somebody on the back line, but because they always have somebody coming in to make the save. Even if they don't have somebody already set to make the play, they're coming in with that third man rotation just in time to make the play. Not wasting a second, but not overextending either. And that's the important part of what's helping them take wins here. And now in game 3, they're looking to take the entire series without a single dropped game. Waterloo now looking pretty desperate out there on the field. We'll have to see if they can make any significant changes, and they'll have the chance with the first offense. That one almost goes through, but Bits on the backboard making some heroic saves. That was a close call early on, and you can tell that Waterloo are already hungry for this one.
Yeah, but you can also see the level of trust. Bits was the only one in the air, and he had 2 teammates in goal. Nobody jumped with him. No one double committed. That's that communication that's working so well for them.
They might have an opportunity to push out here as well. MD22 going for that dunk, but Dirty Eagle does not even move the ball at all. Excellent fake. And they'll keep possession as a result, will UCF. Dirty Eagle. Possession down the side, no boost in the tank, and MD22 will get it away, but no follow-up as it falls to Bits. Gorax go, quick dunk against his opponent. And Snipes playing man on defense for the passing recipient, excellently done. And the UCF defense looks stronger as time goes on, I must say.
Yeah, they're a very daunting team, and they haven't allowed a goal since Game 1. It's Game 3. It's a lot of Rocket League to just be stalwart against the Waterloo Warriors, against almost any team really at this level. They're doing a fantastic job.
I don't think we can really overstate how good of a team we expected Waterloo to be. Again, Gorax go leading the way. He's got that RLCS experience. Great fake right there, but Beats again right there in the net, playing the third man rotation. They cannot be stopped when it comes to defense. Such a great individual play by Gorax Go, but just turned away with grace and ease by Central Florida.
He's playing the janitor role, and he has the big broom sweeping the hallway, and he's also on offense as he throws a speculative shot towards the net. And UCF, they're hungry. They want to finish this series right now.
And 2 minutes have already come off the clock here in game number 3. The swing match. Snipes off to the side. Delivery to Dirty Eagle, but a little bit of a team bump there is going to slow things down. Coming out of the corner now. There's one back in the center. Sent by Gorax Go. Snipes for the slow play. Wants something happening here, but does not get the dunk. A save by Gorax Go, followed by a save from Gibb. They're just throwing bodies on the line to get that one out.
That was such a close play, but now an opportunity here for Waterloo, but Gorax Go mistouch there, gives it to Snipes, and he's going to bring that downtown.
Now passing opportunity with that positioning, but to no avail. It's for the cutoff initially. Gorax Go, no contact made there. Potential passing opportunity. Dirty Eagle a little bit too close, but you love to see it. UCF still unable to strike, but they're playing that slow game. As you mentioned, Tortoise in the hair. They're slowly pushing down into the Waterloo half, and they're going to strike at any moment now.
Yeah, and it helps that their midfield defense is so strong. They're not giving Waterloo just any opportunities downfield.
And now great double touch by Gibb. It was blocked out initially, and there's MD22 to finish. And for once, UCF with no defensive response.
And right here, Gibb did a fantastic job, almost a Gibbs, of just hammering that ball on top of that goal and stalling it just enough to get the defense out of there, allowing the whole offense to come in. MD22 finishing the job. And under 2 minutes left, Waterloo trying to secure their first win in this series.
That may be true. Watch out, UCF. Now with all the reason to play aggressive offense, there was a good shot opportunity there. Blocked away before it could be contacted towards the net. They're not done yet. Dirty Eagle. Pop up high. No touch from MD22, but there's Gibb. Or sorry, Gorax Go, who is on the wall. Now Waterloo on the prowl for the attack. Gibb trying to get some 1v1 heroics again. Is able to get that one across. Gorax Go off the back wall. MD22 is coming in for the strike, and it looks like Waterloo starting to get a little bit more faithful in each other. These passing plays looking all the better as time goes on. Gorax now for the solo play. Almost takes out Snipes, but no luck. That will be skied onto the backboard with a minute remaining.
And the solo play, good idea, but you also had teammates available for a pass that could have been a better opportunity and something that they still really haven't grown out of yet in this series, but let's see if it works out for them.
They still do maintain the lead, so it's not too much for them to worry about. Great dunk there from Gibb, keeping Central Florida on their own half of the field. Bits out of the corner. 30 seconds now on the clock, and Waterloo continue to pressure Gorax Go. The initial touch and rotates out for his teammates. MD22 up high, good touch onto the back wall, and that's so many seconds off the clock as they maintain possession. Give up high, fakes out the low ball, bumping the last man as well. Waterloo just want to waste his time, but they might be about to lose possession. Fits over to Dirty Eagle. They take it for just a second. In the final 10, still a chance to take control here. Off the side wall. No contact there by Snipes. Dirty Eagle looking for the pass upfield, but shut down. And there would actually be no touch from MD22, but they don't need it. Waterloo take game 3.
And Waterloo, I'm going to say this, it looked like UCF had plenty of opportunities to score in this game, but they just could not finish. And Waterloo played the slow game this time around, able to secure the victory 1-0. And they still have a little bit of a hill to climb. Still got to win 2 in a row here in this best of 5. But UCF now you got to start worrying a little bit. Okay, you dropped the game. It's not the end of the world. You have 2 more lives left. You need a win, and with how many teams there are in this conference, 16 teams in the Eastern Conference, game differential is super important. You want to be able to take these series as soon as possible. So let's see if they're going to be able to take this one 3-1, or if Waterloo will complete the reverse sweep. We've already seen a couple of reverse sweeps on these streams, and let me tell you, they're always fun to watch.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if anybody's just tuning in, if you haven't had any sort of engagement in Collegiate Rocket League before, reverse sweeps a little bit more common here than in the RLCS circuit, and overall, I have to say that it is super fun to watch, but I would hate to see UCF lose out in a reverse sweep there. They played so solid in games 1 and 2, and it seemed like they only were barely kept out of getting a goal there in game number 3. So, for their sake, I hope that they can come back. However, Waterloo did show an incredible amount of patience in that match, and we saw the beginnings of them trying to, start getting that chemistry flowing instead of just making individual plays and trying for the heroic antics that I've so talked about. Of course, Gib was able to pull it off in the last one, but let's not count on that if you're ever in a 3v3 environment.
That's true. Of course, you can't just scramble together a team of 3 great players and expect them to play like absolute monsters every game, except of course if you're LSU, because
that's different.
Of course, if they're LSU, because they're pumping out teams like crazy. They have 2 teams in CRL West, so whatever they're doing over there, they're doing a great job of it. But right now, UCF on the verge of clinching this series. Can they do it? Waterloo Warriors slowly battling back, gaining ground, gaining momentum that they need to take back this game. With fresh 5 minutes on the clock, game 4 underway. Let's see if UCF can finish this one off.
And this will be a battle. As we talked about, so much momentum here for Waterloo, and they're going to need it. And they all are going to start out on the blue half. It feels like we've been here every single time right off the initial face-off. It started in the Central Florida side, and now this is a rough situation, but Bits will be able to get it away. He's been clutching up on defense the entire series so far, and is able to do so just there. The Rocks go with another shot, and Bits in his part there to meet it. He'll get past the midfield line as well. Impressive showing. Gave up to MD22, cleared out by Snipes. Another shot deflected before it can reach the goal line. Gorok show another demo. That's a second for Waterloo this game. Looks like they might be starting to get a bit more aggressive on the physical side of the ball. They haven't pushed through quite yet, but they've maintained the offensive possession for the whole game so far.
Yeah, and things are now starting to get a little scary for the Knights. Waterloo putting a lot of pressure. Here comes Gib. Can't put it on target. As Snipes is able to collect and now get it to Dirty Eagle.
Bits able to take control. Good flick. Should earn a lot of time for Central Florida here. Wants to get an extra shot if he can. So he'll move out to the orange corner. Good physical play. Gib was bumped out of there. A bit speculating from the midfield. No luck. Oroxco is easily able to clear that one out. About a minute and a half gone now. Central Florida finding their footing in the opposing half of the field. But MD22, a great air drag here. Going to earn a lot of ground and potentially a good 50-50. As it'll bounce out to the corner, Goroxco unfortunately needs that boost. He does get it out of the opposing corner. And the pressure is on once again as Waterloo barrel towards the opposing net.
Yeah, and this is almost playing like the start of game 1. We saw the Warriors bring a lot of heat early on in there, but unfortunately for them, they were not able to capitalize and take game 1. So let's see if this game has a different tune, a different melody for them as they're playing their chords out right now.
Touch out in the center. Gib cannot get the bump on Dirty Eagle there. Key. We've noticed that they're trying to make use of those physical plays more and more. That would have been a good one indeed. Will not be punished for it quite yet. Goraks go with possession out of the corner. No more boost to work with, however. Now Gibb. Shot on target. Bits is there looking for the follow-up. Goraks go is going to get a piece. Now Gibb. Shot towards the net. It's up high and snipes. They're playing vigilant on the defense, able to get it away. Opportunity for UCF, but Goraks go nice and safely off to the side. We've passed the half now. Remains a scoreless game here in number 4. And again, UCF can take it all right here if they play their cards right.
Yeah, and it's a much closer series than I think a lot of people reckoned. I think when you just look at the numbers on paper, a 1-4 record does not speak a whole lot of volume, especially this early in the season as a jumble of defenders and offenders mix in that box, but no goal was scored.
I think that's about the most accurate way you can describe that. It looked like 4 people up for that one ball. But in classic Central Florida fashion, they were able to get it away in the end. Now they're on the attack. Push towards the middle never comes through as Goraks go gets it away. MD out of the corner. Bitch is there. One person's been taken out. Gibb was forced to jump. This could be a double tap. He almost has it, but Gibb is there. Fantastic defense, and we remain scoreless.
Yeah, and MT22 actually on that play knocked away, I believe, Bits from rotating in to put another shot on net. So excellent defensive awareness to relieve pressure in that moment.
Now 70 seconds. And Waterloo on the back foot presently. This one out the center. No touch by Snipes. Was probably expecting a touch from MD22. Could have been a goal-scoring opportunity. Unfortunately, was turned away. Waterloo able to push it to the midfield line for a limited time. Bits the shot, it's off target. There's still a follow-up opportunity. Great touch by MD22. Taking it away from a potential third. Bits now off the back wall. Could not put that one underneath the crossbar. And Waterloo want to gain some ground here to try and relieve pressure. They'll be unable to do so. MD22 has to save this one to the side. Final 30 seconds now approaching. Golden goal territory here for either one of these teams. And UCF will try to pick up. Out of the midfield. 50-50 win for MD22. Popped up high by Goraks Go. Gibb met by Bits and will get an unfortunate double touch. But Waterloo will still try to make use of this one. Final 10 now. Still a relatively even ball. It could go either way with a solid possession. Coming out of the corner. Bits challenging MD22. It's just going to fall down. UCF not going to risk it. We're in OT.
And UCF, I think they really favor these overtimes. I think it puts a lot more pressure on Waterloo to succeed, especially because they're the team that everyone thought could be coming away with a clean sweep, so it just makes it that much more difficult for them. Never mind.
And let's take another look at this one, because I actually believe they're going up for this shot. Goraks Go makes the initial touch. Dirty Eagle trying to cover the redirect. Does get a small piece, but I don't think he altered the trajectory at all. Looked like he did for a second there. Would have been disastrous. But Waterloo forces game 5 with that unfortunate overtime situation.
That was almost hysterical in a way. How things work out. Can I explain? Well, now Waterloo, they're going to be going to Champions Field to reverse sweep UCF. And now here's where the tensions rise, because UCF had complete control of that second half of that game. They were going into overtime. They were feeling excited, and then just one small mistake just spells disaster. And Waterloo is able to steal that one from them. And it's almost interesting we're saying that Waterloo is stealing the games when, again, like we've said so many times this series, they were the clear favorites. So right now, Waterloo is sitting at 1-0. They have the same amount of wins as Florida. So there's not much to say, but they're making a great argument for why they're a good team, especially if they're going to be able to come back from a 2-0 deficit in a series.
Yeah, and I have to say, you said that you thought the overtime kind of favored UCF in that situation. And I understand why you said that, obviously. It puts a lot of pressure on Waterloo, but we did notice that the reset did result in the lack of a UCF defender right there at the end. There was nobody down the deck, which is a very common theme that we've noticed, is UCF has always been solid on the defense. So strange how that works out. But Waterloo, as you mentioned, able to steal away that win like the thieves they are. I doubt they're thieves, actually. But you get the idea. And they're trying to start off strong. Goraks Go receiving a pass, but will be unable to turn that one in for a goal. to start things off here in game number 5. UCF want to try and clutch this one out and prevent the reverse sweep with a win here. Out of the corner. Accidental team bump there between Bits and Snipes. It's going to slow things down significantly. Snipes will be able to get a couple of good contests on the side, however. So Roxco wants to follow up here. Bits there to block it out. He's been so solid at making any sort of effective blocks come to the midfielder on the goal line. Bits has. There's another one. What a save. Indeed. 50 seconds come and gone, and Waterloo again with the only shot on. I think that makes all 5 games so far.
Yeah, and this is how Waterloo is trying to take control of UCF very early on. They're trying to make them shaky and break that defense. If they can get that first goal, they know it's going to be so easy to close out this game because it's just going to force UCF to play very, very strenuously and under pressure.
They did almost have the chance to do so a moment ago, but did not end up in a goal for. As UCF continues this attack, Bits, no contact made there. MD22 in the 1v1, but can't get a good initial touch. As will be sent to the corner with Snipes. This one off the ceiling now in towards center. A huge team bump give. Actually nailed MD22 as MD was jumping for the ball and unfortunately sent him out in the way. Rooting that offensive opportunity. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues for the team down the line.
Yeah, but it almost created an opportunity for UCF as there was no one back on defense. But lucky for Waterloo, they couldn't get the offense going in time to make it a good threat.
Unfortunately, however, UCF have managed to take control of the offense thus far. As Bits will support Dirty Eagle here. Looking for the back wall, but finds no purchase as GoRox touches it away. Game with control. Touch up to MD22, but can't do much with that one. It was a runaway. We approach the half and a tie game. Bits looking to change that. Good flip reset. Finds a good spot on the back wall, and Snipes unable to make contact there. And GoRox go. The threat on defense. Side flip by MD22. Makes for a lovely header by Dirty Eagle. They'll be sent away. The transition from Bits downfield a little bit off the mark. Snipes can't return that one inside the post either. They'll try for a pass out in the center. It was a good one at that, but Bits closed out by GoRox go, and honestly, it feels like a battle of the defenses at this point. Neither team is really shaken.
Yeah, the Knights trying desperately to get past Waterloo, but they're doing a fantastic job on their defense. Their rotations are great, but Snipes reading the pass off the backboard from Dirty Eagle, but it looked like everyone on UCF was in on this play.
Yeah, fantastic positioning there by Snipes, and that beat by Dirty Eagle, getting it past MD22, finding that spot on the backboard. They've already done it a couple of times this game. They knew that they would have another opportunity, and they wanted to play aggressively for the chance. And they managed to make it happen. Now Bits over top of one. Can he get it past GoRox go? No, he cannot. But UCF already searching for another goal. 1:50 on the clock. They just need to run it out to take the win here. Bits up high, pretty quick to that ball, but MD22, a greatly designed 50-50, will get it away. Transitioning out of the corner now, UCF with Snipes to lead the way all the way to the back wall. Touch from MD22, trying to slow it down, but Bits once again so quick to that ball. Has really been key in making the plays happen. Now off the back wall for Waterloo, good touchdown by MD22, and that angle will net him a goal.
And it's a tough situation. You have the defense there. Snipes was on the backboard, had every opportunity to read this play, but just stood still, tried desperately to drive down. But it's unfortunate there. That's just a part of the game where you just make the wrong decision on where to go, and it comes back and bites you.
But you also have to commend MD22. I mean, that placement, if it had been any higher, Snipes would have had much more of an easy time getting off the backboard and making that play. I mean, Snipes positioned as low as he could go on the backboard. So major props to Waterloo for making that play happen. And now with 1 minute remaining here in Game 5, dangerous opportunity there. Bits closed down by MD22. This will come across the center again. Bits will turn on it. UCF want to end this one in regulation as their offense continues to drive. Snipes opting to pick up the boost instead of playing the ball there. They'll drop into the UCF corner. Snipes down to Dirty Eagle. Won't move very much, but he has another opportunity for the follow-up. MD22! He was forced to jump, and Snipes with the open net.
And the interference coming in huge. Take a look at this play. Dirty Eagle playing according to his name. Puts MD22 out of position. Snipes his second goal of the game. Puts his team up 2-1 in Game 5.
Fantastically done indeed. And with 35 seconds left, Waterloo have to respond to this, but UCF with control right out of the gate once again. MD22 is forced to put it out to the side, losing possession. Wasted time here by Bits. With that pass opportunity. Give past one, Gorox go to take control. Good chance here for Waterloo, flicks over top of one, but Bit is there to touch it away. Dirty Eagle get a pinch. Back towards the midfield, great 50-50 by Bits. Looking for the second follow-up contest against Gorox Go, does find it. MD22 with a booming clear, and they have to follow this one downfield. The last chance of the series, shot towards the net, touched away. Gibbs still trying to play this one, keeps it up high. No touch here from Snipes, and Gorox will try to control. Pops up. Gibb gets a touch as well. Gorox keeps it in the air. MD22 now has a chance to try and keep it alive. Will do so. Keeps it in the air, but it's in the midfield and nobody's there. UCF close it down in the defensive half.
UCF coming back, almost dropping to a reverse sweep, but they hold on and take down Waterloo. They increase their record to 2-4. They are sitting at what I believe is, math is hard, like 0.333, something like that, folks. But congratulations to them. But Waterloo, this was a very interesting squid. It's almost like it was their series to lose, and it sort of didn't pan out in their best interest.
Yeah, it certainly didn't. I don't think anybody expected them to really lose the first two games in what's the word? They didn't. Nobody expected them to lose the first two games in a row. There we go. I'll just leave it at that.
There you go. Words.
There's a bigger word for it, but English is difficult, so I'm just not going to worry about
Consecutively?
it. Consecutively. There you go. That's the one. I mean,
I'll
granted,
help you out a little bit.
Thank you, George. Granted, Waterloo was able to battle back on a great job at adapting. They made a great effort at it. Just didn't work out in the end. I think UCF honestly came into this match. I have to say, their attitude and their team play just made it all work for them.
It absolutely did. Waterloo, we saw the skill was there. They weren't getting flip resets, backboard shots, double taps, whatever you can name. They were throwing it at UCF, but they couldn't get the job done. It was too many solo plays, not enough teamwork. And in the end, that's all it took for UCF to take control of this series and take the victory. A hard-fought 3-2 win, Squid. And again, Waterloo, they had the skills there, but they just could not get it done.
Not quite, but that is going to wrap up our first series of the night. Went all the way to Game 5, and oh boy, it was a fun one to see. But we got more action for you tonight. 3 more matches coming your way. Next is Northern Virginia Community College versus the University of Michigan. You won't want to miss it. Stick around for more Collegiate Rocket League.